Crossing the Atlantic on a mission of metal outreach, Finland's long-running cultural ambassadors Amorphis make a return to the United States. With fellow countrymen Swallow the Sun in tow, this 2-month trek makes a stop on March 19, 2017 at Pittsburgh's Rex Theater. Rounding out the bill, traditional metal exemplars Icarus Witch and 3-piece death metal destroyers A Haunt for the Wretched provide Pittsburgh's contribution to this multicultural metal exchange. With a grunt and a squeal, a chug and skin-shredding zeal, local purveyors of grinding death, A Haunt for the Wretched open the show. Despite the singer's error in referring to headliners Amorphis as Amorpheus, A Haunt for the Wretched provide an early boost to start the night with a hostile and unrelenting attack, even finding time to throw in a nod to the playoff-bound Pittsburgh Penguins during their final song. Up next, Pittsburgh's own traditional metal songsmiths Icarus Witch roar from the stage with well-calculated pomp and power. With a modern punch, Icarus Witch keeps the crowd rocking with memorable hooks and an eye towards heavy metal's pre-spandex lethality. Both local bands, from the brutal death of A Haunt for the Wretched to the polished melodicism of Icarus Witch, adequately reflect the wide trajectory of Amorphis' own recorded career. Direct support for the legendary Amorphis, fellow Finnish countrymen Swallow the Sun take the stage next, providing a morose and wistful dirge to counterbalance the exultant pageantry of Amorphis. Swallow the Sun proceed to crush hope and kick ass with their lithe melodies of despair. Vocalist Mikko Kotomaki's voice sounding partly like a less garish Peter Murphy or even a less maudlin Nick Cave, all before the death vacuum vocal emerges to consume all. Touching on their earlier, more death-doom excursions and more recent melodic ruminations, Swallow the Sun managed to put together a representative career-spanning setlist, all the more impressive when considering the 45-minute limitation. At the nexus of death metal, psychedelia, and Finnish folk, Amorphis occupy a uniquely singular place. Emerging onto stage, the band leads off the night with Under the Red Cloud, the title track from the band's most recent 2015 release. The band hits the stage at full sprint, with Tommy Jutson's voice ranging from majestic croon to guttural roar. Up next, Sacrifice from the same album shows the melodic sensibilities and traditional songcraft that have long elevated Amorphis beyond their more traditional death metal roots to something uniquely melodious yet wholly heavy. The triumphant Sampo from 2009's Skyforger maintains the momentum, with the song's middle section and its illusory beauty offering a brief period of contemplation before Tommy's voice bellows to presage the song's final charge. Keeping with Skyforger, Silver Bride is offered to a receptive Pittsburgh audience. The interplay between Santeri Kallio's keyboards and the guitar work of founding members Esa Holopainen and Tommi Koivusaari performing a dance of precision and power. Hopeless Days from 2013's Circle hits hard, alternating a pulverizing rhythmic crush which provides a protective sphere for the song's dark, crawling melody and somber rumination. Clapping along, the crowd revels in the Finnish folk-tinged intro tape that opens 2009's Skyforger. However, soon enough, the audience is enveloped in the song's propulsive pool as Tommy Jutson's death growl makes another appearance, the song's ultimate moments hitting with crushing force. Up next, Bad Blood from Under the Red Cloud deftly blends confident and domineering heaviness with beautifully lilting melodic sensibilities, perfectly illustrating Amorphis' modus operandi for over 25 years. Santeri on the keyboards opens The Smoke, a pulsing mid-paced number from the band's 2006 release Eclipse. Reaching all the way back to 1992, an intro tape plays the instrumental Karelia from the band's first album, The Karelian Isthmus. Into Hiding from 1994's absolutely essential Tales from the Thousand Lakes emerges from Karelia's End, showcasing the underlying melodic hints and epic scope that would engulf the band's songcraft in the years to come. Continuing the latter set journey through the band's 1990s output, on Rich and Poor from Elegy, the band's 96 release emerges from the stage. Keys, guitars, and voice combine to elevate the song's middle section into the stratosphere. A powerful performance of this long-standing classic. As the opening strains of My Cantel arise from Esa Holopainen's guitar, a knowing crowd cheers their approval. This expansive song swings with a measured assurance while the music's textures swirl and explode in full psychedelic elation. Closing out the set, 2006's House of Sleep rolls over the crowd, a wistful melody and progressive interplay of particular pleasure as the song nears its end. Re-emerging for an encore, Death of a King from Under the Red Cloud relishes in the band's turn-of-the-millennium progressive-minded pseudo-psychedelic phase, reminding of the underrepresented album trio Tuonela, Amuniversum, and Far From the Sun. Death of a King presents with progressive instrumental layering, loose and rollicking grooves, and appropriate melodic embellishment. Black Winter Day, one of the many standout tracks on Tales from the Thousand Lakes, brings the show to an end. Tommy's voice plays Good Fin, Bad Fin as the song's hypnotic swing and enchanting keyboard work weaves its way through an appreciative audience. Arriving in Pittsburgh for a show on March 19, 2017, these Finnish metal masters set up shop in the South Side's Rex Theater, with fellow Finns Swallow the Sun sharing the bill. Support from local heavy heshers A Haunt for the Wretched and Icarus Witch round out a night of heavy metal celebration. From the old-school heavy metal swing of Icarus Witch to the grinding death metal assault of A Haunt for the Wretched and the death-doomed tapestry of Swallow the Sun, the psychedelic death folk of Amorphis perfectly rounds out a varied night of metal revelry.
Another old song is a